Undefeated.
The collective collective lack of availability, and that should include the injuries, whatever it is.
I think that this is what I'm saying, because now what's unfortunate is Eddie Hearn has been allowed, and this is, wait, let me put this up so people know that we're in the same, it's a different kind of topic, but I'm just going to put this one up so I know how to cut this. Yeah. Right now we're talking about Eddie Hearn versus JB, right? And sorry, I ain't got the right thing up. We're talking about these two, right?
Yeah.
That's the conversation. Now, what we have to do in this moment is Eddie Hearn has released a part of information that's made us feel a certain way about a fighter. And he done it. He was very clever, very cunning about the way he did it. So now we're still taking that into account. So when he says, well, he was available, he has turned these things down. Now, anytime we look at Josh Boatsy, we're looking at him like, oh, bro, like, are you afraid of you ducking? He's giving the air that he's tried to avoid. That's what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn's done that.
I hear you on that fact. But were we not saying that Joshua needs to fight more before Eddie said this?
Agreed. But again, we don't know.
We said that.
Absolutely. But we said, again, the reason for that was we were saying injuries, right? But now someone else that you're, because this is other perspective, because you're saying that he's not.
Let me just throw this into the mix so you can keep going. Boatsy has come out and said only the Vlasov fight was the injuries. So the rest of it, back to you.
And that's what's mad. See there, and I'll get into that, right? But the problem is, I've never heard, and JB, from the person that I've met before, I've never seen a guy that would say what he said in that Croydon presser thing. He said, and it was this shot as clear as a shot ever needs to be, right? It's like, if you want to see, you don't need to. I want people to just see me fighting. It's about fighting. You don't need to download the app and do this and that.
I said, yo.
Oh my God.
That's how you feel? That's how you feel? You know what made me laugh, yeah? A couple people, because obviously we on our Twitter account, it went out. Mm-hmm. The responses made me laugh. And some people were just like, wait, how do you think that you joined Sky? How does he think you joined Sky?
No, but it was again.
It was spicy, fam. It was
spicy, but then you have to ask yourself, well, why have you done that? You know? So then it has to speak to the relationship. There has 100%. Been a relationship breakdown behind the scenes that we're not privy to. And the same way when we spoke to Lawrence Coley's brother, he comes on, he says, listen, guys, I'm telling you what you're seeing. When my mum can say, Raw, what's going on? And she's not sure what side she's on.
Yeah.
That just lets you know how my man could be moving in the background on some, because again, he's an incredible chess player. You don't become one of the greatest promoters in the world without doing, you know what I mean? And it's every move is thought out. Everything, every decision, like you have to have a move for their next two moves. And what in this situation, and this is just end of the day, this is just business. When you left Sky, you was taking up a nice check at Sky, and Sky done a lot. Because how you say the same argument that you want to have right now, Sky can say, well, we built you, Eddie Hearn. We gave you the platform. This is the biggest platform, and you're one of the best promoters in the world because of us, right? We gave you the biggest platform you needed, and then you ducked out for money. You ducked out for some Dazn money and and they could feel certain. I'm just saying in terms of
everybody
now, in the now you don't get to, if someone else has come to, and we understand you got the bag and you went. So now your fighter's here and your fighter's been offered the bag. The same way you was trying to poach. As soon as you got all that money from Dazn and you could sign anyone you want, you were out here poaching and poaching hard. You was like, listen, call me up. Every people that were with arranged, people had their teams. You was like, I'll sign him. I'd love to sign him. What is that then? So now someone's just done that to you. You just don't like it.
No. I mean, let's be clear. It's beef. These men have beef, bro. Eddie, the Matchroom and Sky beef is as palpable as it's ever going to be.
Absolutely.
They are the ops. BT, they are the ops. So you go to join.
Ops is the bigger ops though for him.
You try to join the ops. Now you let me know that you're on that side, and I spray at those men. So if you're gonna stand with those men, understand what that means.
Hold this.
So yeah, exactly that. But my pushback is Joshua Buatsi was on Sky Sports before. He's only been on Dazn for 3 fights.
Yeah, I was there with Eddie.
The problems with Buatsi are bigger than anything that these men are doing. This is what I'm saying to you. Like,
not anymore though.
How have you amounted to that? When we're saying that you're inactive, you've not done. Your
now we signed a new contract. It's game time,
bro. I hear you, yeah, but you're 30 now. You've been professional for 7 years. We have been wanting to see you do more. So if you're saying that Eddie has stood in your way this entire time, I don't know that story checks out. That's why I'm saying to you, I treat the situation different. I treat the situation different to a colleague.
We're still talking about undefeated fighter here, though. Right?
Yeah, I hear you, but we're still talking about potential.
We're talking about someone that's finished. I'm talking about someone that is still got a lot of. End of the day, like let's say now we have 2 fights, and we can go for a title shot. Like we still got a lot of boxing. We got a lot of boxing left. You know what I mean? You're talking about people coming back to boxing. This guy hasn't had enough wars. There's still a lot of rounds left in that guy.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the gripe with Buatsi isn't a recent problem. This is what I'm saying. Like
he's saying that,
and I look at Buatsi as a whole, yeah. There's a problem on the profile side of things. How you want to portray yourself in the media, how you want to be, how you want to behave, and what information you want to give. Like we've been following Buatsi for a while now, yeah.
That's the start of this pod.
We don't know anything more about Buatsi as a person than we did from the start of the pod.
No, we do. That's not fair because we learned a little bit about him in the Gloves of Rock with Craig Richards.
Tell me what we know.
In the Gloves of Rock with Craig Richards, we kind of learned his mindset because the mindset was, you don't give a damn about what I have to say, and I thought that was an interesting take because I didn't know you saw things like that. So what's the point of speaking, right? And I was like, okay, interesting. And that was because he hadn't again, and I think we learned that again. He's always gonna go to war when he gets in the ring.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about personality. On a personality side of things.
Oh, that's what we know. That
this is when you build a star. That's how a star gets born in this game. And what I'm saying is the problem with, as in trying to push his career forward and make him what he obviously has plans for himself to be. That's not anybody else is doing at that point.
Now, but can I give you pushback? Right?
Go for it.
Because a star can easily be born by just a dance partner. So now what you do is you put him in there with the right person. Bateviev, yeah, we didn't know. All we know is Bateviev knocks people out, right? That's all we know about him. Yeah. He goes in and fights. He goes in and fights someone with good profile in a yard. And you're like, even for the people that don't really watch boxing that much, you go in and then after you see that performance, you say, hey, this Bateviev guy,
he's cold.
I like him. You know what I mean? Then after and Bivol was another one. We didn't really know not much about him, but he just keeps on winning. And Bivol fights someone that you're here for, you care about, right? In terms of us with Craig and stuff. You say, ooh, this guy's all right. Bivol, okay. And then say, wait, hold on. The last 2 that are good is Bivol and Bateviev. Now, it might be a fight that I wasn't thinking about before, but as an outsider, I care about that fight now. And that's what I'm saying with JB. All JB has to do is, again, now they're talking about Dazn, yeah? Which is because Dazn has been raising that profile every day. Every time he fights on Sky, it keeps going up and his profile's going up.
Okay, so see the theme. So see the theme, yeah? Do you remember back when I said this about Buatsi? As Anthony Yarde's profile is going up, and let's say it's a plane, and there's a kite on the back of the plane.
Yeah.
That attaches to it.
Yes.
To build the profile alongside it. Yes. And that's Buatsi's thing. Yes. What you described here is what Buatsi's going to need to do going forward. Is to fight the big name and beat those guys.
Yeah.
So this is yeah. All right. So you're at home at Matchroom. You're on Sky Sports. You're on Dazn. You have the best promoter in the world in your corner. You're not supposed to be the kite.
No, before I wasn't even looking at myself as the kite. Now I'm in kite-like situation, is what I'm saying. I'm with you in the sense of saying when I was there with the biggest promoter in the world, I was my own damn plane, bro. I'm not talking about a kite. Yeah, but now it's broken down. It's not going the way it needs to go. The only way for me now to be where I need to be is attachment. And I'm doing that. Dazn, which is a bit mad, but Dazn is the man in the moment.
That is exactly his profile's going. So now it's like
I'm gonna say, I'll quickly take that. I'll go fight Dan, and then after I have to see the next man. And once I fight Dan, I will get the plaudits I need anyway. That's what you see in his head. He's thinking, if I fight Dan, because Dan is the man of the moment right now, and we're going to talk about Dan. Yeah, I get that. I start to inherit the work that Dan's done, and then I quickly now turn and say, oh, yo, Yard, what platform is this happening on? Boxer or BT? While my man's over here looking like, rah, these snakes. And he has looking over there, it's like, what you man are doing? Right? Because there's the contract and the negotiation shouldn't be hard. I've been over to Queensbury. We've had our conversations. You know what I mean? I've shown I'm a night. I've shown I can play ball. Of course, I do a deal with Frank Warren. Are you with me? It makes Easton now again, and it's that thing what Wilder and Fury did, where they get to say, "I look at us, look at us, look at us."
We didn't have to make fights.
You know what I mean? It's just that. It's that, and I get it because you can tell, man, that little voice note of you don't have to download and this, that, and the other. It let me know exactly where the relationship was. Now I'm excited for Josh Buatsi. I want to see him.
Yeah,
I want to see him win. I have been disappointed. I'm not gonna pretend and say I've been disappointed that it hasn't. Like, I'm waiting. It's like we've been talking about these guys for 4 years, and I've been waiting for something, and it hasn't happened yet. And I believe that he's still I think he's like number one in the division, but then he's got to do stuff. Yeah,
I think people are just used to saying that he's number one in the division. I don't really necessarily see it that way myself. But like and this is the thing. I'm a Yard fan. I root for Yard to do his thing, but I also root for Craig Richards. I also root for Dazn. With Buatsi, I just don't feel like there's anything to build a connection as a fan, like with a fighter with Buatsi, other than when he gets in the ring, he's savage. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of men that's on that. Do you see what I'm saying? Obviously not at varying different levels, but in this game today, you have to put yourself a bit more out there to move this thing forward. And I think Buatsi has everything that you need to get behind the guy and get him on board. That's what it frustrates me. And it's like the same thing with Okoli, where I say, I don't like the way you fight because you've got so many more attributes to your game and you don't use them. With Buatsi, I say, bro, you have a personality that is needed today, bro. That's the thing that irritates me. Because I'm like,
perspective. He's got a good perspective. He's got
a perspective that would be amazing to hear. Do you know what I mean? Like, and because it's not a thing where I don't like Buatsi or whatever, but I'll always push at a thing where I'm like, what's going on there, bro? Like, you're a man that is like, in a lot of ways, similar to how I process things. You know, I'm a very principled guy. You cross this line, and I'm absolutely onto you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You had a conversation with me and said, "Raw, like Dave Chappelle's your hero, but if he started to move a bit mad, would you whatever?" I said, "I'd absolutely want to smoke him straight away." Yeah. If that's the route that he went down, and I disagreed with it entirely, the game changes. That's my principles in life. And Buatsi clearly is very much, I'm a man that does things this way, and I don't care what the world thinks, bro. We would like to hear what you think, fam. So when you say you don't think anyone cares what Buatsi say, bro, we care. We care, and there's an army of us that would like to know what's going on, bro. You're an Olympic level fighter, bro. You're in the pro game. You're at the top. Your name is at where it is for a reason. So come out and represent yourself. Don't allow no one to speak for you going forward, fam. That's where we go.
I can't say that. There's no more to say after that. Let's do another. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.